Hi friends, my name is Cashapp with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do your reading once again. If you chose pile number 1, then this message is for you. We're going to go ahead and get a little sagey sage to get us cleared out with the right vibes and ready to go. For those of you that are repeat offenders, I want to extend a very warm welcome. Thank you for showing up. And for those of you that are brand new to my channel, thank you so much for your time. I hope everyone receives exactly what it is that you're seeking. Pile number 1. You chose Behu. And what's glorious about you is that you see the beauty and simplicity. If you don't think that's phenomenal, then listen up. Because you have the vision that other people don't have. You have the vision. It just so happens that I have acorns. Yeah, I'm a collector. Don't make fun of me. I'm a collector of sorts, okay? But you see the beauty in these acorns. You realize that they could be so much more. And you revel in the small things. It's not like you need anything big to make you feel like it's something of a grand prize or something to even feel like you want to exalt, okay? This small, tiny little thing can really inspire so much in you. And I also feel like even before I started getting ready to do your reading, I was actually singing the Dr. Dolittle song, like very badly, but singing nonetheless. And now it escapes me what the song is. Like really, but I'm just gonna say that I feel like for you guys, for this group in particular, you might have like a really quirky sense of humor. You definitely see and have a vision like nobody else's business. I feel like you have the ability to see how you can turn small things into like glorious things as well. I think that you also see these very things in other people, that you have the ability and that high vision that for example, any friends or family, anyone around you, that they have this kernel of a potential or this small talent, and you just all of a sudden see how it could be exalted and how it can be greater than anybody else. And you know, if your niece or nephew or daughter or whatever son is into makeup and you see that they have an aptitude for it, then all of a sudden you see them doing makeup on the runway. And this is what's really quite exalting and beautiful about you, quite glorious really. It's just like this little squirrel that cherished, you know I'm gonna have to say it, but cherished his nuts. I'm sorry, you guys, that's my sense of humor. But this little squirrel is just super excited to be able to have that little nut, to be able to show everybody how exciting it is. And this little squirrel is like standing almost like on a limb that's been cropped off. So it's almost like you can walk on air. Okay, almost like you can see the potential and have an incredible experience. I feel like you're somebody who can live in the moment quite easily as well. And that's what we find really glorious about you as well, is your connection to the moment, just being present and cherishing every moment. Even if you have the finest cup of coffee, I feel like you're somebody who would actually just cheers the whole room and raise that cup of coffee with confidence and with conviction that this is the best cup of coffee you've ever had. Now, I'm not saying that you're always like this, but when you find that one gem that nobody else can see, and it's not a matter of whether they can see it or not, I feel like your vision is just so unusual and different. I feel like you're not afraid to share it with other people and even speak on it, okay? Now, give me a moment. I'm going to go ahead and open up the sliding glass door because this smoke is not abating. Not at all. Oh. All right. Now, you see the smoke, I think. It just continues going and going. And the other ones have burned out quite quickly, which is interesting to me. Okay. So I'm seeing 505. The number 5 can be important to you, or 505 can be important to you as well. I'm going to go ahead and put this a little bit back this way, yonder, so that we can actually have a little bit more room to work with, okay? But yeah, you are somebody with high vision. I feel like also what's glorious about you is that you bring luck into the world. Like no matter what you do, it just appears that luck follows you. And you have that vision of what abundance is, once again, which is really cool. People love being about you, around you. I think that you have the ability to not necessarily like hype other people up, but you have that vision that makes other people want to be around you, okay? So let's see what else is glorious about pile number 1. Show me more about pile number 1. What is glorious about pile number 1? I definitely get like a lightheartedness, like a feel good. I feel groundedness. I feel just like almost a little bit like silly happy kind of a vibe. So you can feel punchy at times, or be like slap happy. Show me what I need to see. Why is pile number 1 glorious? What's glorious about that? Show me now. 7 of Wands. That you know how to protect your vision as well. That you know how to defend yourself. That if it comes to it, like this squirrel is totally like lost in abandon. Just completely lost in abandon. I-N, right? Just completely lost in the moment. But fear not, if there's something coming at you, somebody threatening to take your gift. I'm trying to keep it PG. It is so difficult. But anyways, if somebody's threatening to take your nut, right, I feel like you would just fight to the death. But in the meantime, you're just lost in the moment. But you definitely know how to defend yourself. I feel, even though this is not meant to be a rainbow, I feel like you keep your idealism, that rainbow, that promise that there's a pot at the end of the rainbow. I almost said tunnel, and that would totally not be right. The pot at the end of the tunnel, whatever. But it's you know, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, that kind of a thing. Or even just understanding that after rain, it clears the debris and everything is just so much more positive and cleaner. I feel like you have something positive to think about every time. Now the next card that I have up, what is glorious about you? Bottom of the deck, the 4 of Wands. You have the ability to set up shop, to make a home out of really nothing, once again. And I love that. I love that attitude. I love the spirit. It doesn't mean that you don't have a lot of possessions or that you're not super rich. Maybe you are, maybe you're not. It doesn't make a difference. I feel like your spirit is very much comfortable and happy in your own skin. I feel like you can make even like the smallest corner of the world, a small tin roof, just like completely a great place for you to be in. And I feel like it's more about the vibe with you. It's more about the vibe, about how you perceive things, how you really want to it's a groundedness too, also how you want to view things. But it's even, look at this diamond right in the center of these like 4 wands. It's like I'm going to set up my 4 corners and I'm going to have my diamond with me, whether it's a nut, whether it's a seed, whether it's a plant, right? What else do we have? But at the bottom of the deck, my favorite queen, we have the Queen of Wands. Let's flip this baby. So with the Queen of Wands, we all know she is a mover and a shaker. I feel like you are definitely, look, you could be a little bit combative sometimes. I feel like you are glorious because you fight for what it is that you want. Look at how she's holding the wand, a little aggressive. I mean, that's kind of hot, isn't it? So I feel like you're definitely a queen that will fight for what she or he wants, regardless of what it is. I think that you just keep focused. Maybe I want to just do that. I'm not sure. Yeah, I do. Let's move this forward because this guy's so little. Such cute cards. But I definitely feel like you are very confident. I love the headpiece. I love her expression. It's like, come at me, bro. I mean, I have everything, all the tools. All I need is like one wand and I can take care of business. I know it's like I'm super fiery, super idealistic. I feel like you sprinkle fairy dust wherever you go. I feel like what it is that you give to other people is the gift of vision, the gift of belief, the gift of hope. Inadvertently, like I don't feel like you're like, oh my God, I'm so bubbly. That's not even it. But the effects, the after effects I heard of spending time with you, of getting to know you, is of finding a great prize. Now, this one jumped out right as I was just like talking and shuffling. It is the Eight of Cups. This is about walking away. And I feel like what's glorious about you is that you've been able to walk away from situations that have not given you that emotional fulfillment. Here we have 8 cups. And this squirrel's like, you know what? It is not satisfying. It has not brought me happiness. It's brought nothing but maybe grief, or it was a totally different thing than what I expected. And I'm just not content with it, and I don't want it. So I feel like you're somebody who you really help people understand and realize that if it doesn't bring them happiness, then why do it? Why continue on that trajectory? So, and why am I fussing with things? I don't know, but it seems like I always do. So forgive. But yeah, even this little guy right here, which totally cracks me up. It's almost like it's got a little antenna. I feel like you can find the joy in the small things, but the magic in you, the glorious part about you, another thing is that you can bring about small things and make them into a polished, shiny, beautiful thing. So things don't stay small around you. Things don't stay the way other people interpret them. When you have that kind of vision, you affect everyone around you, but you affect everything around you as well. And again, I feel like with your vision, with your luck, with your perception of abundance, okay, because 8 of Cups is a lot. That's a lot of cups. Like if we're just talking numbers of cups. And yet this little squirrel's like, yep, I got this nut and I'm good. Whatever. My brain is not in the gutter, thank you. But 8 of Cups, I feel like this is saying that, you know what, you help people to realize like what is truly important fundamentally. And to get back to the basics, back to the core of who they truly are, back to doing away with excuses of, well, I can't because I've been married for 10 years, for 20 years. It's going to cost me a lot. It's cheaper to keep her. Whatever your excuse is, whatever your thing is, I feel like you are glorious because you inspire vision and hope in people that have really lost a lot of hope and vision and happiness, striving and being on the gerbil wheel. Is that a thing? And just never seeming to get ahead of things, right? Show me what I need to see. Why is pile number 1 glorious? If you're liking these readings, please do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. I would much appreciate it. Show me why pile number 1 is glorious, and show me now. I heard snarky. So you might be really quick-witted, really quirky. You might be somebody who makes up words. I'm going to say you replace your own words to songs also. Like you could be out and about doing chores or doing whatever it is that you're doing. And then all of a sudden you're replacing words to songs with like made up words just because it's fun. Or because you don't, like me, you don't know like the real words. And so you just make them up as you go along. Another thing that's really glorious about you is the way you carry yourself. Like you are totally a queen, whether you're male or female, doesn't make a difference. We don't read sex on this channel. We read pure energy. And I'm going to say that you just really carry yourself with a really high level of self-esteem, with a lot of self-respect. I feel like you can switch into this fiery queen back to this like calm, receptive, I get you, empathic, psychic. You could be very psychic as well. And that's something that's like really glorious about you, that people love being about you because you have this ability to switch, right? And I feel like there's a level of unpredictability about you that makes you quite charming, but also I heard stunning. So a lot of you guys are really quite beautiful. But a lot of you guys are just a lot of fun to be around, and just the level of unpredictability is it catches people off guard, but it's really a lot of fun as well. That's what I'm hearing. I hear and I'm feeling good vibes. People feel generally really, really good around you. So, why is pile number 1 glorious? Pile number 1, what's glorious about you? Why are you glorious? I'm seeing a tree in my mind's eye. Falling in love with you. Okay, falling in love. Kissing the divine in another, in yourself. And I think this is so freaking deep and important because I feel like you are really a light that shines through the darkness for many, many people. That's what's really incredibly glorious about you. I feel like people, when they meet you, they don't expect this level of depth. And I also feel like people tend to bear their soul around you, and it is really quite unexpected. It's quite shocking to them. I feel also like people want to embrace you and like never let you go. I'm never gonna let you go. I don't know where all these songs are coming from because I'm not like really a singer. Obviously, listen, don't rub salt into my wound, okay? But I feel like you're otherworldly in a lot of ways, and people really appreciate that. And I feel like the fact that you bring people hope, that you're willing to fight for their cause, for their dreams, that you'll even fight to give them a vision that they cannot see within themselves. And I think that that's really, really incredibly powerful, okay? I love that. I feel like you also give people the ability emotionally to feel like they could just fly. It's almost like I've risen like Lazarus. I've risen from the dead, and I feel like I can. I was like down and out. I didn't even know I was down and out. People might feel and think about around you. And yet here you are lending hope. And these people, like, not in like a pervy, weird way, maybe some of them, okay? But I feel like they just want to kind of cling to that energy and hold on to it. Almost like if your presence, like they're afraid that if you leave, they'll lose that vision for themselves, okay? But I feel like you have a lot of faith in people, a lot of ability to see beyond their limitations. You could be like a natural mentor. You could be, I heard a sculptor, somebody sculpts out there. I don't know what your deal is, but I feel like you have a lot of different talents and you have the ability to really embrace the divine. I think of that's why I always say, namaste. And I really, to me, that resonates. It's like my soul recognizes your soul. And I really love that because I despise everything superficial. And I love that depth. So I feel like people have a tendency to fall in love with you, even platonically, because you have that vibe, that you bring that vision. I feel like you give people not only security and vision, but you are glorious because you make people feel safe. You make them feel adored and special. This mermaid has eyes for nobody but the person that she is dealing with. And this could be, I feel like a lot of you guys are even healers, that your energy is very healing and very peaceful and very uplifting around others. And so that's incredibly glorious. Honestly, I think that people feel the parting of the oh gosh, the parting of the heavens, okay, when they are near you. And that is no lie. And this could be platonic love. Don't think about it. We are so like, oh my God, she said she loved me. And like, listen, we're souls. In the end, we are souls. And if you could see beyond the superficial to realize that we have depth in one another, and there could be like an in-loveness. That's not even a term, I just made it up, you're welcome. But being in love with somebody's soul speaks so much volume versus like a person's body or whatever. It's almost like the different like agape love and eros and all of that, different kinds of love is something to be explored. And so I would suggest just to open up to that just a little bit more, because I feel like you give people hope and you give people around you hope to really open up to that. And I feel like, honestly, what's glorious about you is that even the same sex, people that have no attraction to the same sex are attracted to you. Like they could even spark a crush, okay? Like a girl crush or a guy crush, even if that's not their thing. Take a look. divine sensuality, making love erotica. So I was talking here about all this like platonic energy and la da 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 da, and Spirit's like, yep, talk about the other stuff too. So I'm gonna say, pile number 1, that you really inspire. You really inspire the imagination of people around you. I feel like people, when they look in your eyes, okay, because there's a lot of eye action, a lot of eye fucking, if you will. I feel like people can like undress you with their eyes. And I feel like you can inspire a lot of fantasy in other people, okay? A lot of fantasy. Making love in erotica. I feel like even people might even wonder what it is that's delicious and erotic. You can even redefine things like that. I feel like, once again, people that would not be typically attracted to you find themselves riveted. And okay, rephrase. People that would not typically be attracted to someone like you, like your prototype or whatever, if you were able to categorize yourself, are just like driven and riveted, like they can't keep their eyes off of you. They don't really know exactly what it is about you that really is so captivating and alluring and such a turn on. The number 22. The number 2 is about personal power. In my book, it's about juggling different things. It's even this whole sensuality, I feel. You can open up so many doors. You can open up and redefine sensuality in people's books. People that have maybe been in a stalemate, or people that have been stuck in a rut with their own in their own sexual life for whatever reason. I feel like they spend some time with you or look at you and really feel inspired, and they think, wow, what is sensuality? Is it like touching something? Is it really listening? Is it leaning in? Is it looking at somebody's lips and how they form words? Is it how a person's hair feels? Is it looking at the elongated part of someone's neck or shoulders? There's a lot of shoulder action, so something about your shoulders could be really alluring as well, and really quite glorious. You might be inked out, tatted out. I definitely feel like you carry yourself with a regality, and that is what's really incredibly glorious about you. Now, I will leave you with this. Reflections. What you contemplate can actually actualize. And I feel like you give people this hope about their own talents, their own situation, their own abilities. They take inspiration. I feel like you are almost like a shapeshifter, a maker of things. I feel like you make something out of nothing. Like, this person almost makes me feel like she can make ice cubes out of this water, where who cares about ice cubes? But maybe she makes like sonic ice cubes, and they're super special because they're small and crunchy. If y'all know, you know. So what you contemplate can actually actualize. And I feel like you give people, once again, a vision that they have never had before, or renew it in some way. That you bring them back to what they dreamt of once upon a time. And we love that about you. That is absolutely glorious about you. I am so grateful for you. If you resonate with this reading, smash the like button. If you want more of this kind of reading, do let me know. And that's pretty much it. Much love to you. And until next time, namaste. Hi, pile number 2. This message is for you. So if you chose pile number 2, here we go. My name is Griselle with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do your reading. We're going to be exploring what is glorious about you, pile number 2. And pile number 2, I just want to talk already about the number that you chose within itself. Personal power, number 2. About the ability to juggle different things. I look at the horse, and the horse itself is power. It speaks freedom and power and ability, incredible ability. But we'll get into that. So when you choose ihwaz or ehwaz, we're talking about teamwork. What's glorious about you is your ability to collaborate with other people, to throw your lot in with theirs, to pursue a vision that's going to really benefit everyone. I heard your motto is, there is no I in team. People naturally trust you. And that trust promotes harmony and balance. It promotes confidence. It promotes people wanting to come and be near you and start projects with you. Now, the item I chose to go with it, because the other one was nuts. Literally, it was acorn. The item I chose is this beautiful stone. So with this stone, I get really groundedness. I get simplicity. You might like everything streamlined. You might like your life that way. The letter H and the letter O might be important to you. And no, I'm not calling you a hoe, okay? Not at all. You might like some really exotic Egyptian makeup. You might like abstract art. What's glorious about you is how peaceful and rich you feel, okay? How solid you feel. I almost feel like people just kind of want to naturally just touch you. I know that sounds like really, really weird. But you might have people even go, oh, you know, and kind of invading your personal space a little bit, but friends who definitely want to touch you. I'm getting also the feeling of like you really like luxury. Who doesn't, you ask? Well, true. Look at this. Okay, I'm going to show this to you. I hope this translates well on camera. So check this out. I hope you can see it. I see a person here with their arms in their lap facing the past. And I see this big raven right here on its shoulder. And it's almost like there's an emblem on the shirt. Looking at the past, let's see if we can get that in closer. Do you see the bird here with the beak? And they're both facing the past. And I feel like you get messages even from the past. You have the ability to kind of go back and glean what it is that you need to glean in order to bring it back in a very, very peaceful way. In other words, you have the ability to transmute energy and help other people transmute energy in a way that makes them feel peaceful about situations that are long gone, okay? I do feel like even more so than the horse, you might like horses, but even more so than the horse, I feel like you can have an animal totem that would be like a raven or a dark bird or a large bird. I'm seeing almost like a skeleton arm right here. I don't know if you can see that there. So I feel like, yeah, you have the ability to bring things back from the past and really open up people's eyes and give them peace and calm about it some way, somehow. And that's honestly a glorious thing, something glorious about you. I'm seeing a door right here and a wish. I feel like you help people open up doors with teamwork. I feel like you're definitely actively involved. Then I feel like these are like mountains and different ways that people have attempted to travel, like climbing on top of the mountain, going from tip to tip, or going through it. You know what? You could be a shaman. You could be very close to like shamanism, where you really help people to navigate the different worlds, the upper realms and the middle earth and the underbelly. I love that. Anyways, there's something very, very rich about you. People can't even think that you're rich. Like, this person's got a lot of money, and it's not even like wealth. I think it's just a certain amount of similar to pile number one. What's glorious about you is that you have an eye for beauty and things that are rich, but you don't like clutter, I feel. Moving on. So we can leave that here for now. So pile number two. Pile number two, what's glorious about you? What is glorious about you? Pile number two, show me now. The Knave of Coin. This is about being careful, about being methodical, being sure of what you're going to spend your money on or your resources. Being sure what you are going to spend your time, energy, effort, blood, sweat, and tears. Realizing that resources are hard-earned, maybe even hard to come by, and that you are not one to waste anything. Look. Look, 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 look. Bottom of the deck, my friends. What's glorious about you is that you have a ton of Empress energy. Whether male, female, on this channel, we do not read sex. We read energy. You're extremely grounded. And what's really weird is I was seeing these wings, like Pegasus wings, but I don't really know what the symbol for Pegasus means, honestly. That could mean something to you. Off the top of my head, outside of a flying horse, I mean, that's great. Maybe you have the ability to astral project. I don't know. There's got to be more to it than that. Now, I feel like for this pile, you could have some glorious hair, because what I'm looking at here is almost like a comb laying down. And then this almost looks like a belt. You could have a really beautiful waistline, or people like take a look, I don't know, men and women, at that as well. You have vision, and also you have stage presence, I heard. But the biggest thing is that you know what is going to produce, and you're going to take your time in investing. This coin, which has a beautiful diamond on it, is very well protected in this young lad's hands, right? And this person isn't going to just dump it anywhere and see if it grows carelessly. They're going to take their time with it. And just like this Empress, I feel like you've been through many different stages in life. The number three, cooperation, collaboration, I feel like it's very, very similar message right here with the teamwork, right? The number three, to me, I think about teamwork, collaborating, cooperating, throwing in your lot with others. And the Empress, I also think about the Empress and how she's been all of the four queens, and then she graduated to Empress, which means that she can pull out any of those queens at will when she wants to. Strength. Yeah, baby. What is glorious about you is your strength. And what is strength? Well, let's do some myth busting here. So it's not about like bench pressing and all of that. Maybe for some of you. But in the spiritual world, it's about mastering yourself. It's about knowing when to speak and when to hold back and refrain. It's about controlling your inner desires. If you have a tendency to want to rush into something, it's about controlling that as well. If you are someone who you had a tendency to overspend, I feel like that's something that you have mastered really quite well. It's almost like this person's like, yeah, what? Like, I lean on top of this lion. It desires to have me. It desires to consume me, but I control myself. I control my desires. And I feel like this Empress is saying, you know, I look to the future, and so does a Knave of Coins, by the way. And what's glorious about you is that you look to the future and you have the ability to readjust. It's the quintessential rerouting, just to get to where it is that you want to be or where you want to remain, right? So that's what's glorious about you. I also feel that you guys could bring a lot of sunshine and give other people strength as well. They could lean on you for strength. Look, you can't make this up. This is the bottom of the deck. What's glorious about you is how you cooperate, how you build your level of teamwork is hands down next to none. We're going to move this just because. I love this for you. It completely just goes back to exactly what we were talking about. Even the rune that we opened up with, this beautiful card right here. I feel like you've been able, because I was just now looking at the flames right behind the horse right here. And I feel like you've been able to master that fire in your belly. Happen to look down. Another thing that's really glorious about you, the sun, which I get like strong Leo vibes. A lot of you guys might be Leos that chose this pile. Your ability to look, I mean, this is like, I don't recall another deck that has two people in the sun. Typically it's just one person, but this is teamwork. Look, we have teamwork here. And actually in this deck, I've never pulled out the sun, I believe, not even for a personal reading. So that's quite interesting to me that it's coming out right now. That it's all about cooperation, collaboration. Oh, good grief, Griselle. Because I totally have practical nails, right? But this is just really outstanding right here. I also feel like you might be someone that when you gift something, it means a lot, okay? You don't give a crap. You give something that's like, it may be small, but it might be like a really prized possession. It might be like a collectible coin or something that someone would absolutely desire to have, okay? But you bring like a radiance and you help people feel like they could be free to be themselves, break free and be a part of a team and a higher vision as well. Love that for you. You make people feel like they could be strong as well, that they can master themselves. Look, can't make this up. Look, the Chariot. You make people feel that they can go places. Here is, once again, the horse being referenced. So we have a horse here, horse here. The Pegasus that I saw when I was shuffling the cards as well. This horse right here. We've got a lot of horses. You make people really feel inspired by the way that you just up and move, the direction you take, how quickly you make decisions, how fast you work on things, and how diligent you are. It's very, very inspiring. It's quite glorious to watch you work, in fact. And I feel work vibes on this. The Three of Coins is a cooperation. It's like how you collaborate with other people, how you're willing to kind of let other people shine. You don't have to hog the whole stage, even though you can, by the way. You know you can, but your ego is not overly engaged here for the most part, okay? And people love that about you. I don't know why you keep fiddling with all this stuff, but yeah. And again, you're like a ray of sunshine to a lot of people around you, and that's really quite attractive. The Eight of Coins, bottom of the deck. The Eight of Coins work. I feel like people at work especially really appreciate you. They see how hard you work, how you roll up your sleeve, how you do not give up. And I'm looking at how these coins are separated. Okay, here's an eye, right in the center. And here's a Four of Pentacles. And then here's another 4, which totals to 8. So I feel like people have been able to see you in different phases in your life where you were like doing really well for yourself and maybe not so well for yourself. Maybe you've lost things, whatever the case may be. Here's even like a little light bulb and some wings, ideas that have flown away. But regardless of the situation, people have seen you hard at work, regardless. No one can accuse you of not being committed to your cause, whatever your cause is, whatever it is that you choose to do. It's absolutely glorious to watch. Even this to me looks like a lensometer almost, but it's in fact like an anvil. Yeah, like hammering gold or metals or whatever the case may be. But I feel like you're somebody who definitely works hard. You're known for your hard work and for not giving up and for being steadfast in that. What's glorious about you is that you've overcome a lot of hardship. And you've done it so gracefully that people tend to forget that you've been through some ish. And that's absolutely glorious. In the end, here's I again, being referenced by this right here that we saw previously. But I feel like people definitely see, and when they come into contact with you, that you've been through some stuff. Like if they spend time with you, if they talk to you, what's glorious about you is that you don't deny that maybe you've invested in things that didn't go so well, that you tried things that weren't so glorious, that people admire the fact that you could say, you know, yeah, it turned to crap and I had to revamp and do the whole rerouting and take a look and see what I was investing in and to try again, something different. But what really is glorious about you is that you inspire other people to keep at it, to keep going, not to give up, okay? And to even take the things that they've been through and to turn it into lessons and turn it into something that is tangible and beautiful and uplifting for others, and turn it into something that people, it's not like you're denying anything that happened or like, oh, my life is so good right now. You know, it's not like that, but it is about having that finesse, that leveling up, that ability to see that everything has been an opportunity in the end. At the bottom of the deck, because I happen to see it, I have the King of Wands. You could have a lot of people around you. He's another fire sign, I mean, right? You could have a lot of people around you who are also inspired to be movers and shakers, or they are by their own merit, their own right. Some people can actually have their jaw drop because when they find out like the stuff that you've been through, the things that you've overcome, and how you have been able to, I heard swivel that around and turn it into an incredible lesson. And eventually those lessons, you've turned them into a stepping stone. They're no longer a stumbling block. They're indeed stones that you can perch upon and look over the horizon and see exactly where it is that you need to go, you want to go, and how this situation has helped you, or what you have learned from it that can actually help other people as well. So I feel like if somebody also like an entrepreneur, you might be someone who builds businesses, like multiple, you throw in a lot with other people, or maybe you back up other people in their desires and their passions. But regardless, I feel like definitely you are somebody who fuels passion wherever you go. These cards are everywhere. I do want to pull, we're going to read from the Oracle of the Mermaids as well. Show me what I need to see. Why is pile number 2 glorious? Oh, well, ask and you shall see. The first one, we have visions. Very, very similar to pile number 1, you guys. If you feel led, you don't have to, but if you feel led and it resonates with you, check out pile number 1. So we have visions, psychic images, clairvoyance, seeing, out of body travel. One thing I've never noticed is that she has a shadow side. It's almost like her own spirit coming out of her body or something like that. Or, you know, it's good to be shadow work and things like that. But I do feel like you're in connection with the otherworldly, with being able to see beyond the veil. And I feel like sometimes people feel like you get lost in that, almost like it's an abyss or a pit or something like that, that you, they don't understand it. They don't really quite understand it, but you have the ability to bring that and make it tangible. And people are just like really drawn to regardless. So I've got the number 17. 1 is about you, about leadership, about entrepreneurship, about leading the way, leading the charge. And number 7 is about having a higher vision, about your spirituality, that kind of a thing. Then we have sisterhood. My dog is busy killing his little lamb, so we have a little bit of violence going on here, people. Sisterhood or brotherhood. Friendship, allies, compatible souls, loyalty, joy, delight. So I'm looking at how beautiful this is. I feel like they're just submerged in water, like maybe perched on a sunken ship or something like that, with all the with all the fish around their heads. And I feel like this is just even thinking of abundance, sharing your abundance with other people, camaraderie, I can't say that word. Being comrades, okay? I cannot say the other words, so you know what I'm talking about. Hello. But I feel like you have the ability to, you know, break bread and enjoy other people's company and share your abundance and inspire people as well to share theirs with you. I love that. Sorry about the squeaky chair. It's apparently here to stay. Pile number 2. The last card I have for you. The unseen. Too much is hidden from you. But see, I feel like this is talking about you bring forth what is hidden from other people. What's glorious about you is that you can actually see because you have the vision. And so you have the ability to see beyond what people are currently going through. I feel like you also have the ability to see the spiritual lessons, not just like, oh, well, you know, you put yourself in a bad place financially, so now you got to dig your way out of it. That would be pure logic, and that's great. But I also feel like you have that higher vision, a spiritual route that you're able to kind of ferret out and take a look at, and in a very kind and loving way, be able to really show people what's hidden from them. Or, you know, a lot of times it could be denial. But I feel like you're also somebody who dives deep. Whatever it is that you do, you go all in and you have all the vision. And you do it with a spirit of love, of wanting to help. And also, I heard protect and serve. So maybe some of you guys are in the armed forces. And if you are, I want to thank you. And if you're not, I feel like that's your heart and that's your spirit anyways, is to really protect and serve. So that is what I have for you, pile number 2. I'm going to extend a warm, warm welcome to you. Thank you so much. If you like this kind of reading, smash that like button, share, comment, subscribe. And until next time, namaste. Hi, pile number 3. My name is Cashapp with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do your reading. Let's get a little sagey sage going here, just to eliminate any and all energies from previous readings. That's what's up. Pile number 3, thank you for joining me. If you are new to my channel, I appreciate your time. Welcome, welcome. And for those of you that are repeat offenders, I'm going to extend a super warm welcome to you. Thank you for supporting my shenanigans. So here we are. I'm not going to pretend to be able to pronounce this, okay? Okay, I guess I'm going to pretend Thur says. Totally wrong. That's okay. Pile number 3. You chose this rune. It is a rune of protection and passion. Now I want to get a little bit close just so we can kind of observe, right? Observe, baby. Take a look and feast your eyes. I look at this wolf and I feel like you guys, whoever chose this pile, you might have been alone for a long time. I feel like your paws may have gotten burned. Indeed, this wolf's paws is standing. Yeah, standing right in the middle of flames, right in the crown of thorns. I feel like you could have undergone a lot of pain in your life. And what's glorious about you is almost like you survived everything unscathed. No fur was burnt. No animal was harmed in the making of this video. I also feel like what's really glorious about you is your connection to the moon. We all know that quintessential sound when the wolf looks at the moon and the howling begins. And it's so very beautiful. I feel like you often look at things and you have things in your heart that you don't necessarily express. But I also feel what's glorious about you is that you, my friend, have the ability to sense that in other people as well. You guys are my empath group, my empathic group. Now, I forget the name of the stone. It's actually not a flattering name, which I probably purposely forgot the name of it. But I chose this stone when I was living in Arizona because to me, it reminds me of a dog's paw. And I chose it to go with your group because I feel like with you, loyalty is everything. I feel like you're incredibly loyal, and yet you've had a hard time finding that being reciprocated. I feel like you're incredibly strong. I also feel like you have the ability to do things on your own if needed. I'm trying to figure out how to put this so that you can see everything, but there seems to be no easy way. So you've been able to do things on your own. Maybe not because you want to, but I feel like if you don't have loyal people around you or people that really resonate with you, you're just not going there. You're not going to spend time just for the sake of spending time or do things just for the sake of doing things because there's no one else around that you can trust or is loyal to you. I feel like you've experienced much defense and much conflict in your life. A lot of fires and a lot of solitude. And why is this glorious? It's glorious about you because you serve to inspire and remind people that there are really people out there that are genuine, that are authentic, that would rather burn their own paws, metaphorically speaking, of course, than to sit with a den of vipers, with people that they don't resonate. I feel like all those ways are burning away from your life. You're in the middle of a major transformation. I feel like you have pack mindset, you know, like the wolves are pack animals. I feel like you want to take care of other people. And it's glorious about you because I feel like you yourself have not been very well taken care of by others. You know what else is glorious about you? Bottom of the deck, I happen to split it. Let's get a good look here. We have the Five of Cups. Pile number 3, you have been through some major ish recently. What's glorious about you is that you've been able to cry your tears, and we've seen your pain and we've seen you cry. And yet all of this is going into the 1 cup, and I feel like that in turn offers up the 1 cup, the 1 cup of like, I see you, you see me, we are completely like identical, I totally get you, you get me. We might not be identical in experiences, but we're identical in mind and heart and what we care about and what we put out there into the world. I even feel like you could be someone that grieves the world, the state of the world, the way it is currently, whenever it is that you happen to stumble upon this video. What's glorious about you is that, I want to say you don't hide your pain. You don't go out of your way to be like, oh no, I'm okay, I'm great. I feel like you have a very real vibe to you. I do feel like you do keep to yourself. I feel a cleansing in you. I feel like tears are purging, they're cleansing. Fire is purifying, purging, and cleansing. I feel like this whole time you've been purging and cleansing many different ways. I feel like things have been taken away from you or left your life, and it's caused you a lot of heartache, a lot of grief. And yet I feel like you're still the symbol of strength and hope for people around you. You may not even know it. Pile number 3. If this is your story, then my heart goes out to you. Show me why pile number 3 is glorious, please. And show me now. The King of Coins. I even see a ring here. Interesting. For those of you that are not partnered, this can have to do, well, partner and unpartnered, this can have to do with a commitment to someone, right? This almost looks like a ring, and then we have the diamond. It almost looks like his beard, his flavor saver. Oh, sorry, guys. Right here looks to me a little bit like the top, like that diamond, and then here's of course a diamond ring. This could have to do with a significant other, a lover. This person could have had long dark hair. They could have had a very clean like mustache or like facial hair, very meticulously taken care of and groomed. If not, this person just really takes care of a lot of their personal appearance. I'm going to say that maybe this was a cause of your tears and you've managed to survive. Yeah, the Hierophant. This is about a commitment. And what is glorious about you is how you overcome those really deep and painful things. And I feel like you don't see it right now. Like, what is so glorious about that? The part that is really going to be glorious and is glorious is that the rest of us can see that you've undergone this amount of heartache, and yet you have survived. But not only survive, you're soon to thrive. You're set on the trajectory, because I feel like you're still in pain right here. And I know this was all about what's glorious about you, but I feel like we're on the trajectory to healing, and it feels slow because pain always feels like it takes so long to get over. But this was about a person either you lost, crossed over into the other world, passed on, or has left your life. Regardless of the reason, this has caused you great, great pain. If it could be same sex or whatever, it doesn't make a difference. We read energy. 8 of Wands. This typically indicates to me messages that are coming in really quick, okay? Now, I do feel I have the eye in the background, and then I have the navigational system right behind this 8 of Wands. And it's almost like this is saying, okay, we have a line of defense. There is a lot of communication back and forth. What's glorious about you is that you could see right through it. And I feel like you have the ability to see which way all forms of communication is directing you to, and like the repercussions of it. I think that you think 10 steps ahead. You're super sharp, extremely observant, extremely intelligent. What's glorious about you is that you still keep your wits about you, even when you're going through it, when you're in the middle of a very, very painful situation. I heard separation. Good grief, sorry. Okay, never mind. Stop fiddle-faddling with this. Okay. Bottom of the deck right here. Pile number 3. What's glorious about thee is that you have the ability to manifest everything that you want. I feel like you're incredibly serious right now, especially with all this energy. I do feel like this energy is passing. It's been very, very much a difficult time, but I feel also that this has helped you to go within to really be able to pull out all of the tools from the depth of your own soul, what it is that you need and what it is that is important, whatever is clever. I feel like you've been able to find your passion, or you're in the midst of finding it once again, okay? But you're bringing about a life that you actually want. I'm seeing for some reason a water bottle here, even though that's not what it was intended for. Divine protection. I feel also what's glorious about you is that you don't feel divinely protected. I'll tell you that right now, especially because the nimbus is on its side right here. It's not like traditional on top of his head. So I feel like you're like, well, I don't know what's protecting me. If that's protection, I don't want it. That kind of a message, and I get it. But I see you manifesting really good things for yourself. and powerful things. I feel like you're bringing things into existence that just wasn't there before. If you're sad about loyalty, that seems to be a really big theme here. I feel like you are bringing this about for yourself. The loyalty, the fidelity. I feel like that's something that was missing. Oh my gosh, I have to show you this, you guys. This cup right here, where all of your tears have gone, here it is. I feel like the sun is rising. What's glorious about you is that in spite of the tears, you still share from your heart, from your soul. You still seek peace. You still desire to see eye to eye with people. You still have optimism that things will turn out better one day, someday, in spite of your pain. I feel like you're highly empathic, empathetic. I feel like you can absorb other people's emotions as well. So you want to be really, really careful with that. Okay, after this last look, bottom of the deck, Two of Cups. This whole thing, what's glorious about you is this has to do with the soulmate. I feel like you've given yourself 10,001%. Like beyond that, you cannot give of yourself anymore. And yet you have the ability to manifest. So fear not, pile number 3. I feel like you guys could be under a form of like oppression or going through it right now. But what's glorious about is that you really resonate with a lot of people. You have so much to offer and the ability to move through this with grace and with conviction to be able to attain the loyalty that it is that you want. Okay. If somebody didn't give you the loyalty that you wanted and that you deserve, you are worth it. And I feel like you're finding great self-worth in this trying time, in this time where it seems like things have happened for no reason. Rest assured that just in the same way that this diamond was compressed in order for it to be beautiful, unfortunately, sometimes we too are compressed to bring out the best in us, okay? But I feel like you're coming to the other side of that. I do feel like people really resonate with you, and you have so much more that's going to come to the forefront that you're not even aware of. Your strength is... whew, people don't know the half of it. You are so, so strong. I feel you fighting every day to get up in spite of depression. What's glorious about you is that you fight, you get up, you make the best with what you have, and you do it all over again while you wait to heal and while you manifest. Bottom of this deck, I've got yearning, longing for someone, undesired separation, and pining. Look at all the emotion behind that. So what's glorious about you is your ability to commit. When you love hard, you love deep, you love unconditionally. You love with your whole mind, body, and soul. Look at all this emotion. Emotion rocked the ocean. Again, for this pile, I'm feeling like some of you guys could have had somebody who passed away. And I feel like there's just a level of yearning, of pining, okay? Why is that glorious? Because you don't see a love like that. All right, think about the Titanic, you guys. So I'm not trying to be like a smartass here, but the Titanic with Rose and what's his name? I forget. I did love the movie though, where she was like, there's just not enough room for you. And he just hung on and hung on to the raft. And, you know, when she woke up, he was frozen onto the raft. And you know, she could have done something about it. But that's what this reminds me of, is that you are not like Rose in the Titanic, where you would have been like, hell no, we both, you know, go together. We're both together. Get on the raft. We'll be half in, half out. We'll make do. We'll figure it out. You are all in. What's beautiful about you is the level of your love is rare. It is not easily seen. Now, for those of you that have lost a loved one, and again, I don't even know what to say about that. I'm super sorry about that. I do feel like even this is like, the shirt to me looks like a snake shedding its skin. And I do feel like this is just letting you know and reassuring you that this person is shed their skin in this lifetime, and that they are undergoing a different type of transformation, and they are on a different journey, of course. So I don't know if that's reassuring or infuriating or what, but I just wanted to kind of point that out. What's glorious about you with the number 4 is that you love hard, and people can trust that. People trust you. Pile number 3. What's glorious about the freedom? Independence, self-determination. I feel like through this difficulty, people are seeing how you shine. And maybe you've said, yeah, I've always been independent. But I feel like there's going to be a fixed gaze, a confidence about you that is really different than before. Something that's way more powerful, way more deep. I feel like, okay, look at this. I feel like for some of you guys, my empaths, I don't know why, but I'm feeling that. Okay. Like these nails are good for nothing, okay? Look at the waters back here. Okay, now we have the yearning. It's all turbulent and crazy in the background. Crashing, mysterious, dark. And look at the water behind her here. It's a freedom, the independence. It's like, I will never allow my emotions to get the best of me. I might be an empath, but I will not be leading my life through my emotions. I will not put that foot forward. I'm going to master my emotions. I have the freedom to choose how I feel about things, to pick and choose. I feel like you're gaining even more poise than you had before. There is a level of reservation about you that is quite attractive. There is also a fierceness about you, a determination, a defiance about you that makes people go, and kind of like want to look to you even more than before. What's glorious about you is that I feel like you've also gained an incredible perspective on your own spirituality, on your well-being, on what makes you fly, also on your abilities, because I almost see these being like wings, but also it's really part of her tail, her glorious tail, right? And she's got the sword right here. And I feel like you are a badass. You have been through so much. You've conquered so much. I heard keep going, keep going. The sun is coming out for you. You're right on the, is it precipice? Use your words, Grisel. You're right there on the brink of a major breakthrough. What's glorious about you is that you've been through it, and yet you still have love and compassion and the will to fight. I feel like this is serving to really shape you in ways that nobody would have predicted or imagined. I also feel like you're connecting more with your sacral chakra, like you're getting in touch with your sensuality, your sexuality, what gives you joy once again. After all this turmoil, it's important, pile number 3, to get in touch with what gives you joy, whether it's music, whether it's painting, whether it's playing dress up or doing fun makeup. I heard freaky, whether it's getting freaky. I don't know your life, right? Whatever the case is. I think that it's going to really set a standard. I think that people are going to look at you completely different, by the way, in a good way, you know, not like they looked at you in a bad way before, but I think your level of self-power is glowing up. There's no other way for me to think about this. Okay, so show me what I need to see. Last message for pile number 3. Pile number 3, show me what I need to see. I'm lying 2 more messages because I saw, hello, we're not taking reversals here. The silky in her skin, reclaiming your authenticity. Yeah. Or is it silky? So this is you being your most authentic. I feel like you laid everything bare. It caused you a lot of turbulence. People may have like manipulated you. In spite of all this manipulation, people see how freaking strong you are, how you've been able to really reclaim one step at a time your most authentic self. I feel like you're getting comfortable in your own skin. And that's going to be really, really important. And the very last message, because I saw this here for you. This camera is going to be the end of me, you guys. Okay. Never mind. I've almost started fires trying to get this going. It's crazy. I have receptivity. Pile number 3, you are glorious. Allow yourself to receive and allow yourself to give. Look at this bird coming to give you gifts. Look at her poise. She's just in receptive mode. It's like no longer do we have to fight. No longer do we have to struggle. Do we have to crawl up things and try to make things happen? We are simply receiving. Why? Because we have that confidence in that energy that the sky is parting and we are getting all sorts of gifts. I would say within the next week, look for a gift. It could come through the mail. It could come through a word. It could come through signs, whatever the case may be. But you're definitely going to get something that is going to confirm this reading for you. So again, I know that this was supposed to be about what is glorious about you. But in the end, what is glorious about you is that you are finding your freedom and you're still receptive. And you're finding a stronger, softer, even more fiery side of you. I see a lot of fire here. A lot of fire. So with that, pile number 3, I hope you enjoyed this kind of reading. If you do, please smash that like button, share, comment, subscribe. Much love to you. Pile number 3, please take care of yourself. I wish you a lot of healing. Namaste.